Have you ever felt like you made the biggest mistake of your life? A year ago, that's exactly how I felt. I had just finished matric, and suddenly I had to make one of the most important decisions of my academic life, choosing a college and choosing a board. Everyone around me had an opinion. Some people told me to stay with the Punjab board. Others told me to switch to the federal board. Some said federal board was extremely difficult. Some said I would regret my decision. The more opinions I heard, the more confused I became. In fact, I was so confused that I changed colleges within the first 2 days. I had books from 2 different boards, uniforms from 2 different colleges, and a mind full of doubts. I kept asking myself, what if I choose the wrong board? What if I can't handle the studies? What if I ruin my future? There were moments when I felt completely overwhelmed. I even thought about giving up. But today, after completing my first year in college, I can confidently say something I never thought I would say back then. I'm grateful for everything that happened. Because all that confusion taught me lessons that I couldn't have learned any other way. The first lesson is this: don't blindly believe every rumor you hear. Before joining college, I heard countless stories about how difficult the federal board was. People made it sound terrifying. But once I actually experienced it myself, I realized that reality was very different from the rumors. For me, the federal board felt more focused on understanding concepts rather than memorizing pages and pages of information. And that made learning much more enjoyable. Of course, everyone's experience is different. But the point is this: don't let fear make decisions for you. Always do your own research. Talk to students who are actually studying there. And most importantly, trust your own judgment. The second lesson is that confusion doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. At the time, I thought being confused was a sign that I was making a bad decision. But now I realize that confusion is often part of growth. Sometimes you're confused because you're stepping into something new. Sometimes you're confused because you're learning. And sometimes you're confused because you're trying to make the best possible decision. That's completely normal. The third lesson is probably the one I wish I had known earlier. College is a chance to reinvent yourself. If you've been shy your entire life, if you've been an introvert, if you've been the quiet student in the classroom, you don't have to stay that way. When you enter college, most people don't know your past. They don't know who you were in school. They don't know your old mistakes. They don't know your insecurities. And that's actually a beautiful thing. It gives you the opportunity to become the version of yourself you've always wanted to be. Talk to your classmates. Sit in the front rows. Ask questions. Join conversations. Make friends. Trust me, it's much easier to build connections in the beginning than it is later. And if someone like me, who spent years being afraid to talk to people, can start becoming more social, then you can too. You don't have to change who you are. You just have to stop letting fear decide who you can become. Looking back, I wish I could tell my younger self one thing: everything is going to be okay. The confusion will pass. The fear will pass. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the challenges you hated the most were actually helping you grow. So if you're about to start college and you're feeling scared, confused, or uncertain, know that you're not alone. Take a deep breath. Trust Allah. Trust the process. And keep moving forward. You might be surprised by how well things turn out. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped someone who needed to hear it.